This is the answers to homework pages 396 and 397 from Unit 12, Lesson 1. Number 1 is choice 3. Number 2, choice 2. Number 3, choice 4. Number 4, 4A, the sample space. Is this 16 ordered pairs? 4B, the probability is 3/16. Number 5, A is 7/50. B is 32/50. C is empirical because these results are from an actual sample, an actual like experiment. Number 6, your answers will vary. All right, this is, again, your answers will vary here for number 6. So you can just take a look at my answer. I used the set B's definition was all even integers of set A. So set B was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then the complement of that set C would be the odd 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Number 7 is choice 2. And number 8 is choice 1. So if all your answers were correct, great. You're done watching the video. You checked your answers, so now you can start the next lesson. If not, then you stay with me here and I'll explain, starting going back to number 1. And certainly if you just had your question or the only one you got wrong was, let's say, number 7, you can fast forward through the video and pick up number 7's explanation. All right, so number 1, which of the following could not be the value of a probability? Explain your choice. Well, probability of an event occurring is greater than or equal to 0, but less than or equal to 1. That's something you have to memorize. 53% is equivalent to 0.53, which is within that range. 0.78 is within the range. 5/4, which is equivalent to 1.25, is not. That's greater than 1, so that's outside that range. So choice 3 is the value that could not be a probability. Number 2, if a month is picked at random, which is the following represent the probability its name will begin with the letter J? Well, from the 12 months in the year, there are 3 months that begin with J: January, June, and July. So 3 out of 12, which is equivalent to the decimal 0.25. Choice 2. Number 3, if a coin is tossed twice, which of the following gives the probability that it will land both times heads up or both times tails up? So if you're tossing a coin twice, the possible outcomes are head followed by head, head followed by tail, tail followed by head, or tail followed by tail. So there's 4 possible outcomes. And 2 heads or 2 tails, that would be 2 out of the 4, which is equivalent to 0.5. Number 4A, create a sample space list of ordered pairs such as 4, 2, which represents spinning a 4 on the first spin and a 2 on the second spin. Oh, I apologize. I jumped to A without reading the question. So a spinner is now created with 4 equal side sectors as shown. An experiment is run where the spinner is spun twice and the outcome is recorded each time. Okay. So the sample space here would be, well, you can get a 1 followed by a 1, or a 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. So there's 16 possible outcomes. And B, using your answer from A, determine the probability of obtaining two numbers with a sum of 4. So I just circled those pairs that summed to 4, 1, 3, 2, 2, and 3, 1. So that's 3 out of the 16. Number 5, a blood collection agency tests 50 blood samples to see what type they are. Their results are shown below. So here we have, there were 18 samples that were of type O, 22 of type A, 7 of type B, and 3 of type AB, with a total of 50. If a blood sample is picked at random, what is the probability? It will be type B, that would be 7 out of the 50. 5B, if a blood sample is picked at random, what is the probability? It will not be type O. So that is not type O. Well, if there are 18 that are type O, then not type O would be 50 minus 18, which is 32 out of the 50. Or you can get that also by simply adding up the 22, 7, and 3, which is 32. So 32 out of 50. Are the two probabilities that you calculated in A and B theoretical or empirical? Well, they're empirical because this was an actual sample, an actual experiment. All right. Number 6, consider the set A of all integers from 1 to 10 inclusive. That means 1 and 10 are included in this set. Give a set B that is a subset of A, state its definition, and list its elements in roster form. Then give a set C that is the complement of B. And again, your answers will vary here. I'm thinking you may have had your set B could have been, you could have said all numbers, all integers of set A less than 5, right? And then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4 for your set B. And then set C would be its complement, which would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 7, if A and B are complements, then which of the following is true about the probability of B based on the probability of A? Okay, so A and B are complements, so that means the probability of A plus the probability of B is going to equal 1, right? The probability of an event plus the probability of its complement, which is denoted with this kind of, well, that'd be a superscript C for complement, equals 1. Right, so if we have this, probability of A plus probability of B equals 1, which of the following is true about the probability of B? Okay, so all of our choices are solved for probability of B. So let's just take this and get probability of B by itself. So I would subtract probability of A from both sides. And we have the probability of B is equal to 1 minus the probability of A, which is choice 2. Number 8, a fair coin is flipped 3 times. The probability it will land heads up all 3 times is 1/8. Which of the following is the probability that when a coin is flipped 3 times, at least one tail will show up? Well, that's actually the complement, right? At least one tail is the complement of getting, this is no tails, right? If you had 3 heads, that's no tails. Complement of no tails. And no tails is the same as all 3 heads. So it would be 1 minus 1/8, which is 7/8. Choice 1, right? Just for further explanation on that, these are all your possible outcomes, right? When flipping a coin 3 times, you can get a head followed by a head followed by a head followed by a head followed by a tail, tail, head, head, tail. Or you can get a tail followed by 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 a head followed by a tail, or a tail followed by a head followed by a head. So this probability of 3 heads, that is 1/8, and at least one tail. Well, all of these have at least one tail. That would be 7/8.